Hello. I really like The West Wing. I said it before, I say it again. First 3.5 seasons of The West Wing are the best TV ever written, but then it falls off a cliff. I also like the Bible. And The West Wing mentions the Bible a lot.
Yeah, and I also like the Bible, and the first 5 seasons of the Bible are the best bit of the whole Bible. But it doesn't fall off a cliff. It's still pretty good all the way to the end.
So we're going to play another clip. This one is from Season 1, Episode 13, Take Out the Trash Day, it's called. And I've blended 3 little clips into one, and we'll discuss it. Here we go.
Leo, did you know that there's a town in Alabama that wants to... What do you think?
Coveting my neighbor's wife is going to cause some problems.
That's what I said. Plus, if I were arrested for coveting my neighbor's wife, when asked about it, I'd probably bear false witness. There is a town in Alabama that wants to abolish all laws, except the 10 Commandments.
I saw it.
Well, they're going to have a problem.
Because the Constitution prohibits religious activity in any form connected to government?
Good point. 2 problems.
Sam, I'm busy here.
I just mean some of those commandments are pretty hard to enforce.
Kathy, there is a small town in Alabama that wants to pass a law saying if I don't honor my father, I go to jail. What do you think about that?
How do they know if you're honoring your father or not?
Yeah, I think they've overlooked that problem.
So there it is. I get a whiff again that they're actually saying at any point in world history this would have been ridiculous to uphold, and the American way is far superior. I may be biased there, but their basic thing here is the 10 Commandments are impractical to live out as law, impossible to enforce because there's so many nuances involved in it. We touched on should the Bible be enshrined as law in the pilot episode, actually. But who's it for? Who were the 10 Commandments for? And what was the point of them? I reckon is worth speaking about here.
Yeah, it is, because they're actually introduced as like, I am the Lord who's redeemed you out of slavery. Therefore, don't have any other gods. Don't worship images. Stick to the image I've already got, which is Jesus and all that sort of thing. And so it's addressed to church people. So that's right up front. It's like they're not really there to go wandering off to the Philistines or something saying, right, you must enact these. So that's a good point. But also the idea, the other thing that I find weird is it's a little town. Some little town that they're getting all upset about. Like, leave them alone. If they want to do it, let them do it. But that was strange that they're so bothered that some little town wants to do something weird. But
that's partly because they really don't like the Bible in this program. So even if a little town does it, they've got to eradicate it.
They've got, no, you cannot do this.
Yeah.
But even in the Bible, the idea that you only have the 10 Commandments and no other laws, it's not even in the Bible. So the Lord does bring them to Sinai and says, okay, here's a 10 big ones to get you going. And now let me give you hundreds of other little laws that will help you understand the context of all this. What does it look like to honour your parents and love people and protect their property without wishing lusting after it, people, or envy and stuff. And all the other laws help you to understand that. So when they go, oh, it's not thought through. Yeah, but if you read all the others, you might understand what the Lord means by those things. He has. But so if that little town was going to do it, they probably should have lots of other laws to explain it. But I think fundamentally they probably shouldn't do it. Unless they're living as church, all of them together, and they're just saying, we're going to do it as church community, then maybe. But otherwise, yeah, it's again that same problem of saying, we think everybody should live as if they're redeemed people, and we're going to try and enforce it with a police state. Nah.
Doesn't work. Some people might, off the back of that, therefore ask, if God is going to judge, the 10 Commandments was never for, say, the whole world, by what law will he be judging people? Is that worth asking here or mentioning, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because a lot of people think God ultimately, although he says it's all about faith and trust and love, he isn't really that. In the end, he's like, nah. In the end, it's just moral obedience. In the end, it's almost like a bit kind of like an Islamic thing, and you must submit to my will. In the end, I don't really care whether you trust me or love me or stuff. Just do as you're told, kind of thing. And there's a lot of, I hear it from Christians that his like plan A is, here's my instructions, make sure you do them. This is what you're going to get tested on. And his plan B is, oh, that hasn't worked. I'll tell you what, do you trust me, right? That'll do. And I'm like, that is not it. He never did that. It's so. In the end, as Jesus says, on that day, the test at the end of all is simply, do you actually trust Jesus? That's the only question on the test at the end of all things. A thief on the cross or anything like that. In the end, he's not going to be like, let's just see then, weigh it up, or let's go through a test. He's really just saying, are you with him? Is he your only hope in life and death and eternity? Yes or no, kind of thing.
Yep. So the heart of the whole law was to love God.
Yeah.
And your neighbours, not the rules in and of themselves.
Yeah.
So that was Take Out the Trash Day.